Stone vet, stone vet, stone vet, stone vet, stone vet, stone vet. The stone vet, the stone vet, the stone vet, the stone vet, the stone vet.
What's up, guys? RNG here from the Stone Vet USMC. Happy Friday. Hopefully you guys are out there getting ready to enjoy the weekend. Here in Oklahoma, the weather's getting nice. It's nice and, man, you can actually wear some shorts and a shirt and not sweat your ass off outside. The fall is finally here. It's finally gotten here. Oklahoma's great about fall. It's got good weather for the fall. Mm-hmm. Spring and fall is great. The summer, it gets a little warm. We've been blessed. We've been blessed, though, the past couple of summers. It hasn't got too hot. Like, it got warm, like 95, 96. But it ain't been like in the 105s, 110s like it usually is.
Well, let's hope it don't get
I know, that's why I'm glad. I mean, but it is Oklahoma. What do they say? If you don't like the weather, just stick around for a minute. Yeah, it'll change something.
Yeah, just wait a day to change.
I was just watching a TikTok video. This girl was like, I come out and have my iced coffee every morning in my fucking... she's like, I don't wear nothing. She's like, I barely wear anything when I go outside. I'm in my backyard. Nobody can see me. She's like, man, here. She's like, I had to go get a hoodie. She's like, it's so fucking cold. My nipples were so damn hard. My nipples were so hard I could cut glass with them this morning. It was a cool one this morning. I think it was like 45, 50 degrees this morning, man.
I had to put a hoodie on.
No, it was cool this morning, man. I appreciate you guys hanging out with us this Friday, man. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Hit that like and subscribe button so you know every Friday, every Wednesday when these episodes come out. Like I tell you guys, I'm on Thursdays now, so you get me Wednesday, Thursday, and Fridays, which is great, dude, because then you get to see this ugly-ass mug every freaking... 3 days out of the 5-day work week, man, which is great, man. Huge shout out to my sponsor, Rafa 180, man. It's like I tell you guys, if you guys work for the federal government, contracted with the federal government, or your job requires you to drug test on a regular basis, whether it's a hair follicle or just a urine test or whatever other kind of testing they do to check to see if you got any drugs in your system, man, go check out Rafa 180. Their CBD products are 100% THC free. You don't have to worry about it. They have all the lab tests to show you there is no trace amounts of THC in it. A lot of CBD oils do have the trace amount of THC in it.
Oh, really?
Right, yeah. A lot of them carry that 0.3% or a little bit higher depending on who's processing it. But with Rafa 180, we've teamed up with Cantech Labs, American Wholesale Hemp here in Oklahoma City, and they ensure that all their products, they have one product, it's the Ruby that has a little bit of THC in it. But all the other products, your emeralds, your golds, your platinums, all your balms, your lip balms, your lotions, everything is 100% THC free, which is a phenomenal product, which they have great products, dude. Like I said, if you come over to the Stone Vet USMC Facebook page, I got a brother, Mr. James Johnson. He just did a hair follicle. He did a 10-panel test, and it came back 100% THC free, clean. And he's been taking the gold and his active duty RX that he sells as well. And it's the same oil from Rafa 180 is what we carry, man. But like I said, go over there, go to check out rafa180.com. When you go to checkout, type in the Stone Vet USMC to get you 15% off your entire purchase, dude. It's great. It's a great thing. Holidays are coming up too, so start holiday shopping, getting your friends some good gifts and stuff. Have them try natural remedy. Let's get off them opioids the VA continues pounding down their throats, man.
Indeed.
Super excited, guys. This Friday, I got Mr. Joelewis. He's another fucking jarhead like myself. Except he like a real jarhead. He's the actual 03 guy that you guys see on the posters and shit. He's that guy that's on the posters when you want to be a Marine, a big badass. It's these guys that you see on the poster. It's not me that you see on the poster, man. What's going on, Joe? How you doing today,
good,
man?
How are you?
Good, man. Mr. Joe, man, he's a grunt. He's an 03. For you Army guys, what is that? 11 Bravo, 11 bang bangs, or whatever the hell they call them, you know. But he's another jarhead, and he had his time in the sandbox too, man. But he only stayed 4 years. He said 4, and I'm done. I'm just doing my own. Like a majority of us, right? A lot of us do just do 4 years. So I'm done. I did my time. I can't do this anymore, man. So. When you joined the Marine Corps, what was your intent when you joined the Marine Corps? What was it? Just out of high school you just decided to join? Or?
Well, no. So I actually went to college. I was going to college in Colorado. And it's kind of weird, you know. I was having a keg party at my house, actually. And, you know, like, we were all hanging out drinking. I was watching the TV, and, you know, the war was hot and heavy.
Right.
This is 2002 when I was up there. And I was like, man... I just felt like I didn't belong in college. Like I needed to be doing something for my country. You know,
Right.
watching young guys out there, hard charging, and
Right.
so I just left school and
Oh,
went
really?
home. Went back to Oklahoma. I had a, some time I had to wait. I was a little rebel rouser when I was younger. Um, got in a little bit of trouble. Really wasn't my fault, but you know how the system works.
Right. Of course. Of course.
So
Of
as
course.
soon as that went away, I joined up instantly, and they were like, "What do you want to do?" I said, "Whatever gets me there faster." They were like, "You can be an 03." I was like, "Well, what's an 03?" They're like, "Infantry." I said, "Sounds good."
Sounds good.
So,
Let's do it.
You do a little BS PFT shit while you're in the DEP
Right.
program.
The DEP program. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and then, once I got to boot camp, I was just like, what the fuck did I do? I was like, this fucking
What did I
place-
just join? What the hell am I getting myself
Like, this
into?
place fucking sucks.
Right. So you went to San Diego. You a
Yeah.
Hollywood Marine just like me.
Yeah.
You a Hollywood Marine just like me. So
Yeah, they always clown, but man, you start humping the mountains. It's a
that's what
whole
I tell them. I
different
said I
story.
would rather hump the mountains than fuck with the sand fleas. Like I wouldn't want to mess with the sand fleas.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never been bit by one, so
I don't want to, but I just bugs in general. They bite and they itch. You're gonna flinch. You're gonna be like, "Damn it, get off me!" You know.
Crazy enough, I got to kind of experience because I left, California and got sent to Lejeune. So Lejeune is hot and nasty.
Nasty. I spent 4 years out there. Yeah,
Ugh.
I spent 4 years out of New River.
Oh, did
Yeah,
you?
yeah. Right out there, right down the street from you.
Yeah, it was hot and 100%
yeah.
humidity. The summers there were way worse.
Way
than
worse.
Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Like you literally walk out and you're like,
And the
"Good
horse
God."
flies are insane there, dude. I couldn't believe the horse flies are so big, man. They carry you away.
Well, no shit. So we went in the field one time. Well, a lot, but this particular time, it had been raining for like 2 weeks. Lieutenant's like making us hump around, like, "Oh, we're gonna dig in here, set up a perimeter, blah blah blah." I'm like, dude, just can we stay here? It's raining, it's miserable as fuck.
Right.
And we're just sitting in these holes and they're just full of water. And we got the ponchos over us. I feel like we're in Vietnam. We're like sitting there smoking cigarettes, blowing it at all the mosquitoes. The mosquitoes are like pterodactyls. It's like literally my buddy Webb, he was like, looked over and he's like, "I've been bit by a mosquito," and his whole eye was swollen shut. I was like, "You need to call the corpsman. That doesn't look good."
Right.
But we always had this one guy, Yogi. We call him because he's always happy. Big old bear dude. And he's just happy as hell. I'm like, why is this dude so happy? Like, this sucks. This isn't fun at all.
Right.
Like, this is miserable. Yeah. Oh, man, dude. Those days. Yeah. I don't
And so,
know.
yeah, you think about it, it's like, golly, dude. Stupid crap you did while you was in, dude. There was so much stupid crap.
Shit.
All the time, left and right. I remember one time, dude, I was a corporal at the time in New River. I had this gun and he rode me. For whatever reason, every time I go somewhere, there's always one person that likes to ride me. See how far they can push me, you know? And this gun he rode me, he said it was my responsibility to babysit this corporal and this lance corporal. They were messing around. They worked together and they were messing around.
Oh, was it a guy and a girl?
A guy and a girl.
Oh, okay.
They were messing around. He was her NCO, and he said it's my responsibility to make sure they weren't messing around. I was like, they grown ass people. Why don't you tell him, the fucking NCO, not to mess around with his freaking subordinate? Why you gonna make me come and watch babysit another NCO? I was like, the stupid shit I've had to do, dude. I was like,
I was very fortunate to not have to.
yeah, being a
I
girl,
worked
you didn't have to
all
work with no
guys.
females, right? You work around all guys. You know?
But they, I guess, apparently are all working together now.
Apparently.
But
Apparently
when I
they're
was
all
in,
working.
it
Yeah.
wasn't like that.
No, it's changed a lot. It definitely has changed a lot now. Now they got females in San Diego training there. I guess they're, like you said, they're all training together.
They're all
Females-
sleeping in the same barracks.
No, I think they still got the separate barracks. But like when they go to training, when you did fucking McMap or
Oh, they
you know,
integrate them.
they integrated them now, just like the fucking Army and the Air Force and
Huh.
every other branch. Now that was part of the big military movement they were doing for the Marine Corps. I was like, why, dude? I said, there's a reason why we're the best. There's a reason why they call us when crap hits the fan. There's a reason why they call us, because we know what to do. But now you're trying to make us like everybody else. Like,
I don't really have a huge, as long as they can carry their weight. You know?
And that's my thing. My wife tells me, she's like, "You're sexist as can be." I said, "I am. I'm very much sexist because if a woman wants to do my job, she better do it exactly the way I can do it. If I got to carry a 250-pound man out of the freaking fight, she better be able to pick him up on her back and carry him out of the fight too. Because I don't need to worry about her and him now. Now I got to carry two bodies out of the fight."
Yeah, there's definitely some things to be said, that first we haven't really seen how well it's going to work. Cause
right.
They really made this happen when the war's kind of already over.
So
whenever the new one kicks off.
Because there'll be a new one.
Oh, yeah.
There'll be a new one.
Those politicians will want some more money.
Right.
So,
whoever needs to get more money. That's all they do. And that's all they do in Congress, dude. It's just freaking... It's horrible. It's disgusting.
buddy.
That's all it is, but that's why you're getting into it, right? So you can.
No.
So...
I absolutely cannot stand that.
No, absolutely.
It just blows me away. Like, it's how does a person go in making local? So I'm going local. They make close to 50,000. Hell, the mayor, not the current mayor, but the previous one. From what I've been told, it's like a $35,000 job, and these people are coming out like millionaires. It's like, do people not put these things together?
Right?
It's like 6 years does not equate to $1 million.
Yeah.
But we're too busy fighting left and right.
Left and right. It's
fucking
disgusting.
They're the same team.
They were. At one point, we all were the same team. Some of us just had a little bit different beliefs, but I want to go back to history and see where the fucking divide came. Where the whole divide came. Because, I mean, we used to all be together. You know what I'm saying? Democrats and Republicans, they still had their differences. They still were like, well, we believe in this or we believe in this. But now it's gone so far left. You're either way far left or you're way far right. There's no middle ground anymore.
Yeah. It's insane.
It's insane.
Because that's where I like to sit. I'm like, look, I'm conservative when it comes to the Constitution, but socially liberal.
Yeah.
Like, why shouldn't we take care of our fellow man?
Why shouldn't we?
Why shouldn't we have debates on like we'll just talk minimum wage. They're like $15 an hour. I'm like, okay, that doesn't really make sense because a state by state basis. That's not going to be how Oklahoma isn't going to be compared to California.
Right.
What you need to do is per state break down what is cost of living, what does it cost for food, what does it cost for gas, what does it cost for medical, what does it cost to live? Factor those up, and that should be what your minimum wage, because a minimum wage is designed to be that's why they say a living wage. It's what can I get paid to minimally live?
Right.
So $7. I don't know of a freaking place on earth.
You can't even get a meal. You can't even go to McDonald's and get you a freaking burger.
It would take you 3 hours of work to get a snow cone at Disney on Ice.
There you go.
My girlfriend came back and she's like, because we went to that 2 nights ago. Uh-huh. She's like, I got you a snow cone. I was like, cool. And she's like, that thing costs $18. Like, take it back.
Take it back. I don't want no. It's ice. It's flavored ice. I don't need that.
Like, Jesus, you bought 3 of these things. I was like, $18.
That's insane. No, absolutely, absolutely.
Like, how do these people sleep at night?
Right.
$18 for a snow cone.
It's an ice. It's ice. Flavored ice. Flavored ice, man.
Oh.
So the reason we talk about this, Mr. Joe Lewis here, he is running for state representative here in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
He said he's been doing this since November he started. So it's been almost a year.
Yeah.
Coming close to on a year you've been running. And he's not funded by anybody. He is out of pocket himself.
Yeah.
Funding it. You know what I'm saying? Granted, you guys can give donations. Like I tell you guys, like any fucking small business or anybody that's doing something in our community, our veteran community, there's always a way to donate. If you ain't got time, donate some funds. If you ain't got no funds, go out and donate and fight for them. Right? So when you got out of the Marine Corps, what was that transition like after your 4 years? How was that for you? What was that like? Because you didn't just jump in it. Because you got out. What'd you say? You went in from 07, right?
04 to 08.
04 to 08. So you were in the prime of the war. You were in the prime of the war, right? So from 04 to 08, and that is 2021 now.
That's hard.
So what? It's crazy, right? So how was that transition when it was time for you to get out? When you went through TAPS and all that shit, how was that?
Well,
transition
honestly,
for you?
I remember it. it didn't make really a lot of sense then, except like, hey, get these checks in the box so I can
Right.
get the
So you
hell
get
out
out,
of
right?
here.
So you get out, right?
If somebody would have actually set us down and say, hey, this shit is super important.
Like you really need
You
to do
should
this.
probably pay attention to this because later on, life is going to be hell
Right.
if you don't do this. But, you know, because I remember this very distinctly going to the VA. I didn't know what the VA was
Right.
when I was active.
And nobody
duty.
does.
I was like, what is this? You know, I just knew it was a check. It was like, go check at the VA. I go there and they're like, do you have anything to declare, you know, like injury? I'm like, dude, no, just
check.
Just put your stamp so I can get the hell on with my day because I
Right.
got 5,000 other places to go,
Oh,
you
right,
know, and
right.
like, it didn't even dawn on me because it was several years after I'd gotten out. I mean, because I got out and I just, dude, I mean, I didn't really fit in when I came home.
No, none of us
You
do.
know,
None of
like-
us. That's one of the biggest struggles we have, even to this day. Like I tell my wife, it's 2021. I got out in 09. I still don't fit in anywhere.
Dude, it's
It's
different.
hard.
Like, you come home and you feel like you were missing something. Like, man, all my boys are back home.
You ain't
None
missing
of them
nothing.
motherfuckers don't care.
They're still doing the same shit
We
you
were
did when
overseas.
you.
Nobody was writing me letters. Nobody was giving a shit about
Nobody
what we were
cared,
doing.
no.
The country didn't care. Everybody's, granted, they got their shit they got to do out here. You know, go to work and grind. They're not really worried about what's going on 4,000 miles around
Right.
the earth. You know,
Right.
who would care?
Right.
You know, and it's like, you just come home and it's just like, nobody really gives a shit. And, you know, I just drank a lot. I was like,
I
I was
think
like,
we all
well,
did.
I'll just party all the time.
Right.
'cause I
And
just,
that's what a lot of us do. We just get out. We just drink. We're just trying to figure out what the hell to
yeah,
do in life.
I just worked. You know, I was pouring concrete. I was only me and one other white dude. You know, that's where I got to, you know, kind of like really enjoyed being around. It was, you know, the first time I'd really been around like the Latino community.
Mhm.
And I was like, man, these dudes are some hustling. I
They
mean,
are,
these
aren't
dudes
they?
could swing a sledgehammer all damn day, and I was still fit.
Right.
And these dudes, old guys, drinking beer all day, just boom, boom. And I was like, God
Working,
dang.
grinding because they know they got to make that money.
Yeah,
They got to
yeah.
make that money, right?
But you know, I got a lot of respect, you know, for that community. You know, they get out and they hustle, and you know, I worked in that crew for like a year and a half. And before I went to school, I was like, all right, guys, I've had enough of this shit.
I'm tired.
I'm
I'm tired, boss.
My body is wore out.
Wore
I
out,
was like,
right?
I'm ready to.
And they look at you like, tired? Who's that, man?
I was like, you know, this body, I look young, but, you know, they didn't really have a concept of what the Marine
Right,
Corps
what the Marine Corps has
was.
done, what it's done. Because it's ruined us, dude. It's freaking hurt us like it's nobody's business.
I mean, I loved the Corps. I did. You know, I do. But, you know, I hated the politicalness, not so much of the Marine Corps, but, like, of what was going on overseas.
Yeah.
You know, the things that were, like, clear as day things going on, and it's just like, you're handcuffed, you know? It's
Right.
like, oh, you can't break AO. Well, they're shooting at us. Yeah,
Right.
stand down.
Stand
Just
down.
like,
And it's crazy because there's a lot of stories like that. I mean, I was just listening. I play on TikTok a lot. They got some good they got some good videos. My wife's like, you're on there all the time. I said, because you got some stupid shit on there, but then you got some stuff you're like, oh, let me look into that. Let me see about that. You know, there was one video I came across. He said he's a former Navy SEAL, and he said that he had a buddy who's a Marine. He said he won't tell the story, but he's like, he's a sniper, Marine Corps sniper, and he was like, he said he was looking down the pike, he was looking down the scope, and he saw a woman out there dusting out her rug, you know, and his lieutenant said it's an insurgent with a rifle.
oh, no.
And he's like, nah, it's a woman shaking out her rug. He said, that's an insurgent with a rifle. Take the shot. And I was like, my wife's like, what? I said, shit happens like that. Like it does. I mean, there's times like that. And then there's times like, nope, you can't fire back. What the hell you mean I can't fire back? They shooting at me.
Well, it was stupid because it was
You
just
know?
one shot.
Right.
But it was this area that was always shooting at each other.
Right.
Because they knew where our line was. They knew where we couldn't go. So
Yeah.
they would just, it was a weird deployment because there was a lot of things going on, but it was like right outside of where we could go. And you know, as a Marine, like we came here to kill bad guys.
We came here to fight.
You know, and
yeah,
like
yeah.
we were working for the Army on an Army base, and we were always told, you know, stand down, because there was, you know. So what had happened was they always wanted us to be conducting like surveillance on us. We're all sitting there in the trucks on this road, and me and my buddy on Carmen, we're sitting on the fucking, you know, top of the truck, and we're just sitting there like, this is dumb. You know, and it's like, snap! One, I was like, can we go? Like,
Right,
there's no reason to be here. They're not even gonna let us go over there. Like, so we all got the hell out of there. I was like, this is dumb.
Why
like,
are we here? What are we doing? What is our purpose here,
I had no idea. I mean, it was just like silly stuff like that all the time. Like, it was, you just, I don't know, man. You just like, you wanted to like, I had this idea like, we're gonna go kill bad guys. And then you realize you're just playing political games. Like, oh, well, that's not your mission. Like, that's the mission that I signed up for.
Right, that's what I signed up for.
Those are bad guys. They're shooting at somebody. Probably not other bad guys. Probably innocent people.
Innocent people, right? Innocent people. But I mean, that's what a lot of you guys probably struggle with that as well. Saying that, like, man, dude, like, I came over here to kill people.
Bad guys.
Bad guys. I came over here to kill bad guys. Taliban, right? ISIS-K now. I don't even know they got.
I didn't even know what the hell that was.
I don't even know what that was. When I first heard it, I was like, "What the hell is ISIS-K?" Like they upgraded, or I told them like the LGBTQWXYZ. I don't know. Like they keep adding letters, and I've lost track of how many letters there are now. Then they're 26 letters, right?
Man,
they keep getting up there. But I mean, for you guys going to war, you guys going to Iraq, going to Afghanistan, I'm sure you guys probably felt the same way, like Joe did. Like, these guys are shooting at us. Why can't we shoot back? Like, why can't I go? But it's like you said. There's a whole. It's all a political thing, guys.
Oh, you want to hear the most political thing? So, our sister section. So our platoon was broken 2 sections. 2 of our buddies, unfortunately, are hit by an IED and die. So we get put on post for a week or so. And then we get, you know, they're like, okay, you guys are gonna go back on patrol. Of course, they send, you know, the captain and all the brass with you.
Right.
So to make sure we're doing the right thing, we're like, we've been doing the right thing.
Right.
So we ended up going into this little village, and my buddy Webb, I think he found, I don't know if it was an AK casing or a shotgun casing, but all he did was like, hey, we'd like to see the weapon that fired this. And then everybody starts acting sketch, you know, like it's like kind of like, okay, well we're gonna search,
right?
We're gonna ask you, and now you're acting all weird. So then when we search, I mean, we found, I don't know, there's probably 10 or so or more AKs, magazines, soldering guns, taking apart electronics. We found the anti-tank mine box, minus the anti-tank mine.
Right.
And so we're like, these are the guys.
Right.
This is the guy.
This is the guy that blew up.
So we ended up taking him to the the interrogators. That was the Army thing. We didn't do that, but they released him. Said he's an informant. We're like, what? Released him? And then what do they do?
One of our own.
What do? They take that part of the AO out. Now we can't even go over there. I'm like, this is not what I signed up to do. Like,
it's
I thought
insane.
we came here to kill bad guys.
Kill bad guys.
And now we're like, that's an informant. We're gonna let him go. I'm like, what kind of information is he giving you?
Right. What kind of stuff is he giving you? Because he's killing our guys. He's blowing our guys up. You know, like, is he giving you that good of information that?
Yeah, that it's worth.
It's worth to kill my guys. Yeah.
2 U.S. Marines' lives.
Right. You know, and
no,
so
it absolutely not.
And so, it's insane, dude. I mean, like, these kind of stories. So this is probably why you're running as a state representative to try to help.
Well, so
you got to start at the bottom, right? You got to start at the bottom before you can.
Well, you can run for anything you want, but I mean, if you don't know people with millions of dollars,
right.
You're not about to make a Senate or House run,
right?
You know, because that's all about the who's who and the know. You know,
yeah, the know-how.
Whoever you got to have someone funding that, which is ridiculous. They should set a cap on like Because what that does is it only creates a space for your elites.
For the rich, yeah, for the rich.
It doesn't create a space for normal people to run. But your local government does create a space. I mean, yes, it can be challenging because some groups can fund a person, but you can beat them in a state race with hard work.
Yeah.
Because you get out and beat doors, they can spend all the money they want, and face to face, they're going to win the game.
Right.
That's why I started so early. I was like, well, I'll just get out there and beat doors. If someone's going to beat me, they're going to have to out hustle me.
Right.
I was like, because that's one thing the Marine Corps gave me is a lot of hustle.
Hustle, right? Yeah. That's the one thing people don't understand. So us Marines, we hustlers, dude. Like we know, hey, this is what needs to be done. All right, let's go do what we need to do to get this thing done. Yeah, that's what they taught us. That's one thing. That's one good thing the Marine Corps taught us.
Work ethic.
Work ethic, right?
If you can't beat them with your smarts and money, you're gonna beat them with hard work.
Hard work, absolutely. And so since you're doing this, I mean, like I said, you got, like you said, man, because we see it. All the politicians, all the fucking the House representatives, the freaking senators, all these freaking people are making millions of dollars, and you're like, these guys only make their salaries are like $60,000, $70,000 a year.
Well, like it's weird because some people run and they depend on that as their like job, their money. I don't need this as a job. I got a job, make plenty of money.
Right.
I already told my Legion Hall if I win my first year's paycheck, I'm going to give half of it, $25,000, to build a gym at our Legion Hall for vets for free.
Wow.
It's like I don't give a shit about the money.
Right.
I'm not getting in it to make money. I'm getting in it to help our culture.
Right.
Like that's one thing. Like now I've had some vets kind of like, why only? Because it's one thing I want to do is anybody who has like a combat infantry badge or a combat action ribbon, I would like to see people, because they put their skin in the game.
Right.
I'd like to see those people 100% tax free.
Right. Absolutely.
Even business tax. Like show these guys you care. Plus, what's that going to do? It's going to drive veteran businesses to Oklahoma.
Right. Absolutely. And that's the biggest thing. Like I tell you guys all the time, you guys have to advocate for what you believe in. You have to advocate. Why in Oklahoma do you think we had 57% of the population here in Oklahoma vote to legalize cannabis? Because we had advocates out there fighting for this. Like Joe said, people knocking on the doors, beating the doors, right? Because we ain't got funding. We ain't rich. We're not rich politicians. We don't know rich people like that. So what do? Hard work. You go knock on the doors. Hey, let me tell you about this. Let me show you about this. I need your vote for this. Because voting works. It does work.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, can it be corrupt? Yeah. Look what happened to the presidency.
Well, I don't know that 100% true, but it's definitely weird.
Yeah. It's definitely.
I have
weird.
a hard time. Because I don't like Donald Trump. And I
don't
don't
either.
like Joe Biden.
I told him, I said, I don't like Trump.
People,
I think they're both freaking idiots.
Like
dude.
these two are like watching one old man that's senile and then one idiot.
Right. And that's what I tell people. I said, I don't like Trump. He's a freaking moron. He does it, but he's a businessman.
Well, he divides. It's the thing I don't like. Well, they all divide, but he's more aggressive towards it. I'm like, why can't we get some like good people?
Something, yeah. You know
like you're telling me 300 and what are we at? 50 million people.
Right.
That's the best we can do.
Well, that's what I try to tell people. People ask me, they're like, "Well, how do you feel about Donald Trump being president of the United States?" I was like, "Well, this man has no political views. He's never ran in office for anything. So that tells me if you have enough money and you know enough people with enough money, you can do whatever the hell you want in this country."
Yeah. Well, it's crazy because he had some things. I personally like him. But his foreign policy wasn't terrible. You didn't hear, a lot of people trying to threaten us. Now, making deals with Taliban, I'm not about making any kind of deals with the Taliban.
Not at all.
That group is nothing but headhunters who are not going to help women strive to do anything. They're going to bring Sharia back.
Yeah.
And all that's going to do is benefit them.
Tell me why the women here in America want to bring Sharia law here.
I don't know, man.
Like, I was like, do you
because
not really
they haven't
understand?
Experienced it. They have never seen it.
You don't understand what Sharia law is? Like, look into it. Like, before you vote to say, yes, I'm a woman and I don't want to bring Sharia law. I said, do you understand what Sharia law does for the woman?
Nothing.
It takes all your rights away. I said, we're already in a country now where women are already losing their rights that they fought for back in the 60s.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
Women
bad.
fought for equality, right? There are strong women fought for equality, right? And now you're like, all right, these transgender people that are fighting, taking scholarships away from women, freaking taking sports away from women, taking beauty pageants away from women. I was like, and a lot of these women are like, oh no, they should. It's good for them.
Well, you know, honestly, if women are okay with transgender playing women's, have at it.
Right, but
I think it's a spot for men. All right, if you're cool with it, fine.
But that's the thing, though. That's why I try to tell my wife. I said,
They're not infiltrating our
you
sports.
guys don't. You guys don't. It's like women don't care no more. It's like, yeah, it's okay for them to. It's okay for a man who says he's a woman to take my scholarship. It's okay for a man to compete against another woman in the MMA ring and beat the living snot out of her. You know, it's okay for a woman to win the beauty pageant out in Nevada. She won the beauty pageant for the state of Nevada. It was a man that won it, dressed as a woman. You know,
Well,
but if a women are okay with it, it's like, okay, it's okay for a man to take everything that you fought for, that your ancestors have fought for.
You don't miss things till they're gone.
Right.
So
No, absolutely.
I've been an advocate of like, let them go down that path.
It's
Because it's their world.
right.
If they're okay with it, it doesn't affect my world.
No, it not
I'm
at
not
all.
having, when I was playing baseball, I wasn't having like girls dressed as boys trying to outbeat me.
Right.
I mean, or, even if they feel that they are, whatever it is, I don't fully understand it. There's a lot of psychology that needs to be read and understood. I don't
Right.
know the answers. I don't personally care what a person chooses to be.
Right.
It's your life.
Right.
Live it however the hell you want.
Absolutely.
That's my philosophy on life. Is with government too. Is I don't really care what you do or anybody else does. Just don't mess with me.
That's like the libertarian views, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Kinda like the
it's
libertarian-
I'm very mixed with
Mixed.
my politics.
And
Like,
that's what I mean for myself. That's what I was telling my wife, and she's like, "No," she's like, "I could definitely see like having that mixture of right wing libertarian because I am like that. I'm like, don't fuck with me. You do you. You do whatever you want to do, and don't let it infringe on what I'm doing. Because when you let it infringe on what I'm doing, then we're gonna have a problem. But if you want to go and you want to be gay, homosexual, freaking whatever you want to do, whatever your orientation is, do it. That's your freedom. You have the freedom to do that.
Yeah.
But don't infringe it on me. If this starts interfering with what I'm doing, then we're gonna have problems.
Yeah. Well, I knew
You
two
know?
gay Marines when I was in, and like I'll never forget this. He was my roommate. We all knew he was gay.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't like know, but we knew.
Yeah.
And I remember one time this corpsman shows up, and he's like, "I want my ring back," and we're like, "We knew it.
We knew it.
And he's all like, "We're like, dude, it's cool. We ain't gonna say nothing. We don't care."
No.
I was like,
just
dude,
don't fucking come try
I
to
was
suck
like-
my dick.
I was like, "Here's all we ask:
right.
do your job
That's it.
and make sure that you do that, and it doesn't interfere with your,
Right.
your business or our business." Like I don't really care what you do. He never was like did anything towards me. He was all afraid like we're gonna turn. Like, dude, we don't
I
care.
don't care, dude. You
It's
just
like,
do your
we
job.
don't think that was a good law either.
No,
It's
right? Like, just do your job. You just do your job. You do your job the best to your ability. That's fine,
I was
dude.
like,
Whatever you do
another-
outside of that, whatever you do when you get off work, I don't care.
was
That's
like-
your personal business. I don't need to know that.
I was like, there's another dude in here wearing a uniform that likes you. Well, that's y'all's fucking
That's
business.
it, right? Absolutely. And that's the frustrating thing. But I mean, after having Will, I've had Tracy on here as well with their views, and I was like, maybe I could be a libertarian. Maybe I could have a little bit of libertarian views on things like that. You know?
Well,
what I'm
there's a
saying?
lot. I have like liberal views. I have conservative views. I have libertarian-minded views. I don't think any one extreme, is good.
No,
You should
no, yeah.
be able to look at things and be like, does it make sense and will it work?
Right. Absolutely, dude. And it should be like that. It should be like that, especially in fucking politics, dude. Where our country's at right now with these politicians. These guys, half the time you're like, what the hell are you even talking about now? Like, why? What are you doing? What the hell is going on in your mind? What's going on in our country right now? Because it sucks because we voted these people in.
Yeah.
And we continue voting these sorry SOBs in.
Well, the sad thing is people, for whatever reason, haven't figured out that the TV and media. I think because Trump coined fake news,
Yeah.
people just disassociate with it.
Yeah.
When in fact, it's not necessarily fake news, it's just propaganda.
That's it. That's
We would like to give a huge thanks to Rafa 180. Rafa 180 offers pure medicinal CBD and products made locally. They walk alongside individuals to achieve a healthy lifestyle with options needed by each person. You can learn more about them on Facebook at Rafa CBD, their website www.rafa180.com, or email at rafacbd@gmail.com. They truly believe your journey matters.
You know, and it's like, it doesn't matter if it's Fox, CNN,
whatever. Yeah.
It's all propaganda.
It is.
And it always comes out. So this is the thing that people in this country have also forgot is you are innocent until proven guilty.
Right.
Now we're just
We're guilty.
If we disagree with you, we cancel you.
We cancel you out, right?
It's like that's not how America
And that's
works.
the biggest thing. That's what I try to tell my guys that watch this show. You guys that watch this show, I tell you guys, don't watch the news, dude. Like, don't watch Fox News. Don't watch CNN. There's actual good news sources out there that aren't left or right. They're just telling you what's going on.
They're called articles.
They're
You gotta read them.
they're articles. And us, we hate reading, dude. We hate fucking reading.
I actually love it.
You like it? Oh, he loves reading.
Actually,
Well, a lot of guys hate reading. You know what I'm saying? We want to see it. I'll read an article and I validate the source, of course. You know what I'm saying? But it's not coming from Fox News or CNN or MSNBC or wherever the fuck these news sources, because like you said, it's propaganda.
Well, sometimes you can get good news from their articles, but they're not aired. So
Yeah.
let's like some guy, like let's just say you're a journalist and you do some piece, they're like, no, we're not doing that. It's not buzzy enough.
Oh, okay.
So like that gets buried to the bottom of some pile, and then they do all the buzzword crap.
Okay.
You know, and it's just like because they want ratings and clicks,
Right?
and thumbs and hearts and
right,
happy
all that
faces.
shit, right? All that
Instead
nonsense.
of
Actual stuff.
there needs to be law, you know, because even though there is freedom of speech, I don't know. This would be a good debate to have. Is like, where does your freedom of speech end when it comes with propaganda?
Right.
Should you just be able to lie and
And
create
just create
propaganda,
right.
and have no checks and balance on that person?
Right.
Because if you're creating tons of disinformation and people start believing it, well, you're at fault. I mean, to me, that's like a discredit to society.
Right.
It just blows me away.
It's
that
crazy.
We don't stop it.
And that's the biggest thing. That's one of the things I'm scared of right now, where our country's headed, with the crazy crap that's going on in Congress right now. Because now they're trying to force mandate that we just talked about this at work. They want to force mandates. You being a federal contractor, they're trying to force mandate this damn vaccine, this mRNA crap, right? And I'm looking at them, and they're like, "Well, if you don't get it, then you have to get tested." I said, I've been watching these videos on TikTok. If you're going to get the swab, it has this was it ethanol oxide.
I've heard this. I don't know if I don't have any credible source on it.
But I know I've seen it. I've read credible sources on it. I've been reading. I've been doing research. Medical research, because there's a lot of medical crap out there. You can find all kinds of crap. You know, some crap probably is garbage. But I mean. And they're like, yeah, if you read this, look, and they'll tell you, and it comes from the CDC themselves, the side effects of ethanol oxide, and how it has carcinogens in it.
Oh well, yeah, everything.
And then it had cancer causing agents in it as well. And I was like, now you're gonna want me to go get tested every 3 days to show you that I don't have COVID? But if you got the vaccination, what are you scared of?
Oh, the fact, the argument for me is I don't care. I'm not scared of I don't personally haven't taken the vaccine, but I'm not against it.
No, I'm not either.
But the thing is if you're logical and you can read data, the data says one thing, actually two things. If you're morbidly obese,
you're gonna die.
You have a larger chance
of dying.
And if you have underlying health conditions, this is 80%.
Right.
So, yes, you're always going to have a few percent here and there of somebody who's just a freak accident.
Right.
So with something being 80%, I'm a percentage guy.
Yeah.
That's how I look at life. What's the percentage? Well, I have an 80% chance of living because I'm really healthy and I'm skinny as hell.
Right.
And I take care of myself.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, well, I don't need to roll the dice.
Right.
And plus I've already had COVID, so I have natural immunity.
You already have the antibodies, and there's actually, my wife has actually been reading doctors' reports.
Yeah.
Doctors are saying if you've already had coronavirus, don't get the vaccine because you already have the antibodies to fight it if you catch it, right?
Well, the
Just
thing
like,
with how antibodies work is so the COVID protein and the spikes. So the spikes, when you have the immunity or whatever, natural immunity, it covers all the spikes.
right.
Where the vaccine covers one type of protein spike.
Uh-huh.
That's why you're seeing people get it again that have been vaccinated, is because,
They ain't got the natural.
well, it just covers that one particular one. Now, granted, they are less likely to die. They're going to get ill, and they are less likely to die.
Right.
But it doesn't prevent you from getting it.
Right.
So with these new variants, the original shot itself isn't going to necessarily protect you from because it was designed on the original,
Right. The
COVID.
original COVID, yeah.
not these different variants.
Right.
So, you're going to have to keep creating something new. I assume. I am not a virologist. I would just assume, maybe that's how the booster works. I don't know enough
I don't know,
about it.
and nobody really knows enough about what's going on.
No, because
what's
all
happening.
you get on TV is 200 people got it today.
Right.
We're at whatever 2,200 deaths or whatever
Yeah.
it is, and you should do these measures, which is fine. Yes, if you are morbidly obese and you're unhealthy,
Yeah.
you should probably social distance.
Right.
You should probably wear a mask. That's your right. I'm not going to tell you to do something.
Yeah.
If you should probably take the vaccine as well, because
Right, and then that's what I tell
Like-
people. That's what I tell people. Even my fans that watch the show, I say, if you want to get the vaccine, get the vaccine.
Yeah.
That's fine. Like I said, you do you. If
Yeah.
you're trying to do the best you can for you and your family, that's you. There's no book to tell you right from wrong. But don't try to force me to do what you do.
there's
know
also
what I'm saying?
things that, when you look at, so we've kind of become an indoor society.
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, I remember I grew up in the 80s and the 90s, and hell, our parents grew up in the 70s, 60s,
Right.
and 50s maybe. They were outside a lot.
All
What
the
do you
time.
get when you're outside?
Freaking.
Vitamin D.
Yeah.
Well, vitamin D, they've found, is one of those things that really helps with flu-like viruses.
Right.
The Spanish flu, they cured it by putting patients out in the sun.
Right.
That's why your ancient culture is called the sun god or the healing god.
Right.
Because it healed you.
Right.
It's like people are massively deficient in
Mm-hmm.
vitamins.
Absolutely. Yeah, because like you said, we're always inside. We're watching TV. We're playing video games.
We're eating like shit.
Fucking eating shit. But even the food that's created in America is crap.
Well, that's another thing we've
Which
lost.
sucks, dude. It sucks.
Another thing is we don't grow our own food anymore.
Yeah,
Why
we
not
don't.
have your own little
Garden. Have your own little garden.
Or
I mean,
little
for
zucchinis.
me, like I said, I got a big family. I got 7 kids, and it's me and my wife.
Damn, you
And
were
so,
playing around.
no, but we every year we go. We have a butcher. We have a person who grows who herds cattle, and we get a cow every year,
Nice.
so I can stock my deep
It's only
freezer.
800 pounds or something.
Yeah, but I got a bang of people in my house.
Yeah.
And so we're able to stock the deep freezer full of steaks, you know what I'm saying? And then we'll go get some chicken and stuff like that to change up the diet, some chicken. And that's what we focus on, chicken and steaks, And I've told my wife, I said, we probably need to start going vegetarian and start growing our own crap and just start, sustaining ourselves to be
Well,
able
that
to live.
keto diet, I've done it. Hell, I did it at the beginning of the year, and I lost 20 pounds in 1 month.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's insane.
And I was just testing it out.
testing it out. Just
I was like, damn, if I lost 20 pounds, anybody can.
Right, anybody could get
And I
on
wasn't
this
even working out. I was like, I'm just going to strictly do this
diet, right?
And I was like, this shit works.
That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy, man. So I mean, with you running for here, Oklahoma State Representative, District 88. So he wants to be the representative for downtown Oklahoma City. If you guys haven't had an opportunity to check out downtown Oklahoma City, there's a lot of crap now.
Yeah.
It's gotten big. There's a lot of things happening in downtown Oklahoma City.
It
now.
wasn't like that when I grew up.
No, not at all. Not at
It was
all.
hookers and drug
Dealers and just whatever.
Not a place to hang out.
Not a place to hang
It
out at
was
all.
scary.
Had the candy factory down there, and just it was bad. It was a bad place to hang out.
Terrifying.
Right. And so what are the lines for downtown Oklahoma City?
Roughly from 12th, it kind of chalks down a little bit, but I'll just give kind of a grid. So from like Northwest 12th up to 36th, running along Broadway Extension.
Okay.
And then it goes pretty much from 36th all the way to Highway 44.
Oh wow.
So it's about 40,000 people.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
You got a lot of doors to knock on.
Yeah. You know, we just did a ruck through the whole.
Oh really?
Yeah, we rucked through the major parts of the district.
Okay.
You know, showing, hey, has your representative ever been around and is willing to? I'm willing to carry the weight of this district on my back.
Right.
What representative do you see out there willing to hump gear, willing to be out in the high? It was hot.
Yeah, it was hot.
Willing to hump 100-pound log with a bunch of vets and show that we're here for you.
Right.
We're waking up. Veterans are going to start taking back
and no,
Congress.
Absolutely, yeah.
Your local House and Senate. It's time to. It's like Dave Chappelle said, you know, should we do it?
Right.
And the answer is hell yeah, we
should do it. No, absolutely, because we definitely where our country's at today, we had to start taking it back because, was it Bush that said we're one generation, not Bush, but Reagan that said we are one generation away from losing our freedom. You know what I'm saying?
We're seeing it.
And we're seeing it. I mean, when you're coming out, you're telling me, you have to get this. You have to do this. Wait.
No,
We're in America. We're in the land of the free because of those guys, those 13 people you killed in Afghanistan a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it was a debacle.
Like, those were my brothers and sisters. Jarheads. They were jarheads that died that day.
Yeah.
I was sad.
I was pissed.
I was pissed off. I was upset. And I said the sad part is I work at an Air Force base and not one airman came to me and asked me how I was doing.
No one cares.
Nobody cares because in the Air Force, you guys don't have camaraderie.
Yeah, it's not like
They don't have
Corps,
camaraderie.
man.
In the Corps, we're there for each other. Regardless, we hate your guts or not, we're there for you. Regardless. If we don't like you and we think you
They
suck,
breed us different.
we go and make sure you're doing okay. That day hurt. I was crying. It hurt to know that our Congress, our politician, like Stewart, like Lieutenant Colonel Scheller said, who is claiming responsibility for that? Nobody claimed it, saying that it was their fault. All the highest ranking generals, the highest ranking E9s, and I'm pissed at our own commandant, our own sergeant major of the Marine Corps. I'm pissed at them because they allowed it to happen. Those were your men that you're responsible for.
Well, sad thing is I was listening to a podcast. They have really good sources, and basically what they were saying, JSOC Joint Special Operations Command, actually had the suicide bomber on drone prior. Like I believe they said 12 hours. Don't quote me on that. There was a window.
They had him
on lock. We're like, hey, we could take this shot right now. The Biden administration said stand down. So
it's like they knew this was going to happen.
Well, so it could be two ways. Either one, they're like, if we do it now, we piss the Taliban off. Which I'm like, I don't give a damn.
I don't give a
this
fuck.
guy's wearing a suicide vest.
Right.
Take him out before he kills not just U.S. Marines, but innocent civilians who are just trying to get the hell out of a bad situation.
Right.
So we stand down. He blows himself up, killing like 170 civilians. What was it? 10 Marines, a sailor, and a soldier, I believe.
Yeah.
82nd. Then, immediately, what was it? Day later, so I was weird. So I was watching the news. Of course, I was intensely watching the news. All of them. Every time one went to commercial, I flip into another. I'm like, I need to soak this in because I was telling my girlfriend, I was like, this is fucked.
It's bullshit.
This should have never happened.
Never happened.
So there's a drone strike, and they're like, we got the guy who planned it. And I told her, I was like, This reminds me of something we watched on TV that shouldn't even be in my head as something real. I was like, I guarantee you they're doing this to direct attention from this.
Right.
What ends up happening? That's a U.S. aid worker loading empty water jugs in his car and kills 7 kids. I'm like, you guys aren't even going to hold yourself accountable for the 12 dead U.S. service members.
Right.
Now you're trying to be like, oh, we thought it was. What
and
do you
that's
mean
the
you
shit.
thought?
That's
You
what I'm
didn't
saying.
know?
Yeah, because they said it was 10 innocent people. No fucking terrorists. No ISIS. No nothing.
No. Just
You
a
killed.
guy
So,
loading
so
water.
now, not only did you kill my brothers and sisters, now you're killing innocent Afghanis. So which one of you sorry SOBs working in Congress said pull the trigger? Because you guys can sit up there all day and tell us to stand down.
Oh, all day.
All day you tell us to stand down, but when it comes time to pull the trigger, who's pulling the trigger down?
Yeah, they make some poor guy sitting in some trailer and wherever the hell
Wherever
he's
the hell
at,
it's at.
pull a trigger, kill a bunch of innocent people.
And there was not even, the enemy wasn't even there.
And the thing that, it's one thing if you do it and it's an honest, like, okay, bad on me. You come out, you say, I made the decision. I'm going to own this. You hold yourself,
Well, that's what the Marine Corps teaches us.
That's one of the leadership principles is holding yourself accountable. If it's good
or
if
bad.
it's bad.
Yeah, that's what they teach you in the Marine Corps.
It and you're like, I
fucked up. I fucked up.
But what we're going to do is we're going to do it. We're going to invest all manpower to catch these people.
Right.
And I'm going to take the hit for this. I'm not going to be like, oh, the Trump. It's like Trump ain't been president since
Right, yeah.
January.
That's why I was like, you can't blame on Trump no more. It's September, dude.
It's like, I don't even care if they want to be like, oh, it was the making the deal with the Taliban. Whatever. You made these decisions.
Right.
These are on you.
Right.
Just hold yourself accountable. If I go and, run into someone on purpose and be like, that's your fault. You were sitting at the red light and I just decided to hit the gas and slam into you.
Right.
No, that's your fault. Like, no.
No, dude, it's my fault.
did it on purpose.
But that's what Lieutenant Colonel Scheller is trying to say. He's like, I can't believe he had to resign.
Oh, I can.
Because
they're purging those guys.
Yeah, and I was like,
you don't want guys.
Because he called you out. He's calling you out. He called the Commandant of the Marine Corps. Called him out. Dude, you guys are brats.
That's what they teach you to do.
They teach you to do that. They take accountability for your action regardless if it's
and
good.
And to hold people accountable.
And you hold them accountable regardless if it's good or it's bad.
And what do they show? What do they tell you is what we teach you is just arbitrary bullshit.
Bullshit, right?
It doesn't actually mean anything. It's something we paint on the wall and we hand you this book and we're like, memorize this because this is our code of honor. But when it actually comes down to brass tacks,
don't worry about it.
It doesn't mean shit.
Don't mean shit.
Your career's over.
Your career's over. Like
this
guy,
he's 17 years.
No
of
shit,
service.
and it sucks, dude, because it happens in the Marine Corps all the time. I had one of my Marines. He was a fucking hard charger. He was expert at everything. Expert rifle, perfect PFT, perfect CFT. Had all his PME done, but because his MOS never opened up, he could never get E5. He could never get sergeant. Right. So after 8 years, they kicked his ass out. He's like, "Can I be a drill instructor to get my E5?" They said, "No." "Can I be a recruiter?" "No." "So you're telling me I can't do a B billet to get promoted? So you're gonna kick me out?" And I was like, all that fucking money they spent on you to make you this hard charging Marine, the epitome of what a Marine's supposed to be in the Marine Corps, and they boot you out after 8 years. They say, "Thank you for your service," kick your ass out.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And then the sad part is they don't prepare you to get out of the military. There's no preparation to get out of the military. What do you do? 2-week class of TAPS and
it was so stupid. I mean, they were like, fill out. I remember the what were they trying to make us fill out? A resume. I didn't even know what the hell a resume was.
What am I supposed to write on this? How do I write this? How do I write a resume out?
What's your job? I was like, 03. What are your skills? I know how to shoot a gun really well. I know machine guns, patrolling. I know how to read a map. I'm really good at those things.
Right.
I'm like, what exactly does this translate
to? Right in a civilian world, right?
And it's like, but that's one thing I would love to see. So running for office, one thing we were talking about making combat vets tax exempt.
Right.
Another thing is, why aren't our skills more transferring over?
Right.
Why should a Navy corpsman who is a badass medic get out and have to start at day one at nursing school? This guy's been saving lives in the combat zone.
No shit, right?
He should be like, okay, if he can take the test and pass it,
that it should be.
It's ridiculous.
And that's what sucks, dude. And that's what sucks is that the resources. A lot of us. That's one of the hardest things is understanding the resources. Where do I find these resources? Where do I, and that's what us as veterans. That's what I'm doing with my podcast. That's what I do with my Facebook group is try to provide resources that are out there to help them. What are you doing? What do you want to get into? That's why I do the show. You want to run for politician? Get with Joe here. Joe tell you how he does it, why he's doing it, and how he does it.
Well, that's
like he said, he's wanting to get a bunch of combat vets together so he can start helping to get the area, get our country back.
I would love to create a political action committee just for combat vets, or like I don't know, it'd have to be a vetted group of vets, not just anybody.
Anybody, right?
But like, look, we're gonna take America back by any means necessary.
Right.
If you're a part of that mission and you care about this country, because if we just sit around and do nothing and mope about our problems, because I could do that every day.
Right.
Or we could pull up our boots and get to work and try to do something. It is not that hard to run for office.
Right.
Now there's a bunch of little bullshit red tape. Once you figure it out, it's not that hard. It's up to us to start fixing this problem.
Right.
We've allowed people that have no skin in the game for far too long to be pulling the strings, and now you see where we're at.
Right.
And it's a debacle, and it's an embarrassment, and China is kicking our asses sideways, not just in the trade and all that, globally.
Right.
Through natural resources. They don't need to fight us.
No.
They could slow kill us with, we have all of our manufacturing in China.
Yeah.
It's like, how is that good for America?
It's not.
They could trickle in things and just dremel just take our economy down slow.
Right.
You could kind of see it sometimes. Like you'll go, I remember when wood's still kind of expensive, and you're just like, a 2x4 is like $15.
Right.
Or like they're out of a particular screw, or because it's all made in China.
Right.
Or when you go to the grocery store, hell, the grocery store in my house sometimes don't even have steaks. It's like, what in the hell is going on around here?
What is going on, right?
Why are we not addressing these basic things?
Because nobody wants to take care. No, like you said, we got people who are running office, who are in the seats that don't have any idea. It's about them getting rich. How can I get rich serving in a seat? Because right now, obviously, if you get into politics, you're going to eventually get rich.
Yeah, sadly.
It sucks.
Well, and another thing, like they're all pushing these electric cars, which is cool. I'm all about technology, but don't sit here and tell me that they're somehow not corrosive to the world.
Right.
It's a battery.
Right.
Like you have to dispose of it. We don't even have proper disposal of these batteries.
Right.
What else does a battery do when it gets cold, hot, cold, hot?
No shit.
You could charge it fully. It may only be this charge.
Right.
Can you imagine? Just in Oklahoma, whatever, 6 to 7 million people.
Right.
If we all plugged in our electric car into the grid at the same time,
it'd be fucking horrible, dude.
it would be a brownout.
Right? No shit. Everything would die. Everything would die out.
We would just have no electricity.
No, absolutely.
No one's thinking about
it's like
these
you said.
things.
It's like you said. How do you dispose of these batteries? We don't have no proper way. You have to dispose of them eventually. You will have to dispose of them eventually. Like you said. So I see them. They're like, oh, this car can go 300 miles on a full charge. I said, but what happens when you get to that? Like you go on a road trip. Fuck, you go on a road trip. You gotta fill your car up. Yeah, it goes 300 miles. It goes 400 miles.
Yeah, that's
but how the fuck am I gonna
hours.
find somewhere to fucking charge my fucking car
For 6 hours.
For
You're
6
gonna be at
hours.
the gas station for 6 hours.
hours. Like now I gotta find something to do for 6 hours in this area while my car charges before I can get on the road.
In the
again.
middle of BFP.
In the middle of nowhere, ain't nothing out there but the little charge station. You're just like, great, I can see it for 6 hours.
This is
charge,
great.
It's insane. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're cool if you're in the local in the city.
No,
or
you
something.
should definitely probably have one if you live in the city.
If you live in the city, yeah, definitely have one driving around. That's not something I'm taking across country with.
But they need to drive the price of them down.
Yeah,
and the other thing, when you're talking about the charging stations, we're putting the cart before the horse.
Right.
Why are we worried about building the cars when the infrastructure isn't even there yet?
Right. And that's the problem. I think that's the problem with politics, man. Is that everything's always go, 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 but then there's no right now they're talking about shutting down the government because it's the fiscal year.
Oh my God.
And they got to discuss the budget. Can we provide funding for people to come to work? You're just like,
You can't even get people to go to work. We have 11 million open jobs right now.
in Oklahoma, right?
No.
Just in general.
Just 11 million jobs that we can't fill. Nobody wants to go back to work.
Nobody wants to go back to work.
You know, we're kind of sheltered here in Oklahoma because we've kind of like, hey, you're going back to work.
Right.
Some places are still milking on the government.
Right.
You know, I'm not a fan of that. Like, that doesn't make a productive American.
Not at all.
That doesn't give you any emphasis in life to like go out and do something.
No, absolutely not.
Sit around and get whatever $600. That's the value of you value your life is $600.
It's insane, right?
Get the hell out of here.
It's stupid. It's insane, dude.
When we're talking about renewable energy, why aren't we pushing towards hydrogen cars?
Right.
That is a super clean energy.
Right.
And it doesn't really pull off the grid.
Right. It's stupid. It's just, there's a lot of smart people out there that can do that kind of stuff, and I guess those are the ones that need to step up and start saying something. So, but we coming to the end of the show, dude.
Right,
I appreciate you hanging out with me, Joe. I appreciate you guys watching the show. Like I tell you guys, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, so you know when you get these cool episodes. I got a state representative here, dude. How cool is that? The Stone Vet is coming up, right? Getting a state representative because we didn't even talk about cannabis on this show.
Well,
but
we will be a representative.
We're
running right now.
He's running right now. He's gonna win it. He's a freaking vet, dude. We win all that shit, right? We always win it, man. Huge shout out to my sponsor, Rafa 1A. Like I tell you guys, you're looking for a medicinal grade, THC free CBD product. Go check out rafa1a.com, and when you go to checkout, check out the STONED VET USMC to get you 15% off your entire purchase. Joe, I appreciate you.
Hey,
hanging
man,
out with me.
appreciate
you being here, man.
Yeah.
You're gonna win it. You got it, man.
Hell yeah.
Guys, I appreciate you guys. Check out Joe Lewis. I'll have all his information in the description down below and that little description box that they have for you. Donate. Because like I said, he's funding himself and he's going to need money, dude. Crap ain't cheap. You know what I'm saying?
No, it is not.
It ain't cheap, but let's help him. Let's help him win that seat for here in Oklahoma City so he can be a representative. So we can get our voices heard. Thanks, Joe, for hanging out on. Remember, guys, here at the Stone Vet, we got you cities.
Dressed in camo with ammo for every situation I handle. They got us marching and stepping by my platoon, you get trampled. If it ain't raining, we ain't training. Nothing changed by complaining. I adapt and overcome. I make the best out of situations. I stay alert for my enemies trying to do me some harm. I fight for your freedom of speech and your right